have done it. I have hit 1,000 subscribers. I have worked so hard for this over the span of such a long time.
The more easy it becomes for me to move in the unknown. What goes around comes around. You are one yes away from changing your entire life. Welcome back to The Beast Den. My name is Lynn the Beast. I wanted to share with you how saying yes this year to pretty much everything has absolutely transformed my personal and my business life, and how I can do the same for you. So what is a yes year? Let's start there, because I think that we're going to hear this more and more. It's going to become more prevalent, and I want you to understand what it is and what it isn't. What we mean when we say a yes year, it means saying yes to the things that are in alignment to your overall goals. So I said yes to every single opportunity that was presented to me that was in alignment with my goals, regardless of how much money, regardless of how much of a network I had, how capable I felt, how much it fit into my schedule. I didn't really think about any of that. I kind of just asked myself the question of, does this align to my goals, yes or no? And if it does, then this opportunity has been presented to me for a reason. I need to just chase after it. And I really didn't think anything of it. I just kind of went out on blind faith, understanding that if the opportunity was there, it was meant for me. If it was in alignment with my goals, it was meant for me. And so when I say your yes year, I'm not talking about you necessarily saying yes to everything that's presented to you, every single person that wants to collaborate with you, everything that comes up for you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is saying yes to the things that are going to move the needle forward for you in your goals, even if the money looks kind of funny, even if in terms of your schedule, you may have to reshift some things, even if you don't know anybody in the room, or you feel like you are just not fully capable to flesh that out. Those are all internal limiting beliefs that can be dealt with and are dealt with as you walk in that faith. So now that you understand what I mean when I say your yes year, let me get into exactly how it is that these shifts happen. So the number one lesson that I learned is intuition is a muscle. The more that you listen to that voice inside you, the louder it's going to become. Now, when you start ignoring that voice, when you choose not to listen, when you choose to do the exact opposite and operate from a place of fear, operate from a place of rationale, then that voice will start to dim, and you will allow external voices to give you validation and to confirm what your internal limiting belief is, instead of it being the other way around, where your internal voice and that internal intuition and instinct is what's guiding you as you determine what the next steps are. For me, when we talk about intuition, I consider that to be the discernment of the Holy Spirit. For you, if you believe in something else, then that may just be your inner voice. But for me, it is the more that I lean in, the more that I listen to Holy Spirit, the more that I really take the time to ask the right questions and take the time to allow myself to be led, the more easy it becomes for me to move in the unknown. 2024 brought about a lot of spaces or a lot of opportunities where I could be in spaces where I felt underqualified, where I felt like I don't have anything to bring to the table here. These people are so much more ahead of me in business and in network, and they're so much more connected, and they've been around for longer, or they've been around for shorter, but they seem to be so much further along. And what I realized is, if you're sitting at the table, right, whether or not they give you a seat, you take that seat, you put yourself at that table, and you remember that you have something to provide. And that something is your experience, that something is your essence, that something is your personal point of view. You have immense value regardless of the rooms and the spaces that you walk into. If 2025 is going to be your yes year, you need to operate from a space of complete identity. You need to understand that you always bring value. You always have something that you could add to a situation, to a room, to a project. You're there for a reason, and you need to own that. it's not enough to just say yes. Take it one step further. There's that quote of under promise, over deliver. I believe that that should be the case always. I think that you should always position yourself in a place where you can over deliver, where you can walk in integrity to who you are. And sometimes that may look like you're taking an L over here, but you're never taking an L, because here we're playing the long game. And really I guess that's another like caveat lesson that we can talk about, is when you're in your yes year, you're really playing the long game. You're always going to be thinking about maybe not what is the immediate return right now, but what is the return 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now? This is playing the long game, and people will always remember when you said yes to them in that season. They will be prepared to say yes to you in your season of need. What goes around comes around. Your yes right now could result in someone else's yes to you later. I have said yes to so many projects and opportunities, traveled so much and just shown up for people this year. And I have Built for the Pressure happening January 6th here in Kissimmee, Florida, and it is this immensely powerful activation event that I host on a yearly basis. I kind of made the mistake of jumping into Built for the Pressure right after the retreat, so I didn't really give myself enough time to plan or to organize myself or to do some of the things that I would have liked to have done with a lot more peace. One of the things that I really value that I've been able to do this year, because it's been my yes year, is I've built a really strong network. And so I was able to pull from people within my network and say, hey, I have this event. Can you speak at it? Are you able to show up for this? Is this something that would be of interest to you? Everyone that I reached out to said yes. And these are people that I have said yes to all year long. And now they get the opportunity to show up for me. That was just such an eye-opener and a reminder that when you're in your yes year, you are playing the long game and it will always come back around. This is a whole separate video, and I want to credit my friend Kayla. She is a photographer that's based out of LA, who actually really activated this conversation inside me. This stigma of the 6 and 7 figure entrepreneur and what it has done to other business owners' confidence and how it's affected the way that they even view their own success. They even view their own progress. One of the major lessons of this yes year has been that very rarely have I been asked, how much money do you guys make? I've only ever been asked, do you have experience in this? Have you done this before? Because just because you have X amount of money does not mean that you know how to do certain things or how to help certain people in areas that are going to catapult them into their purpose. You can add value in other ways, just like we talked about, your being, your essence, your experience, they still hold immense value. There's still places that you can show up. In every place you can show up and still bring some kind of value. But I noticed that the number one question that I had been asked in these new spaces that I was showing up in these new rooms and these new conversations that I was showing up in was, do you have experience in this? No one was asking how much money do you make, because don't no one care. And the people that do care are the people that are counting your pockets, and you don't need to be around those people anyway. End rant. So you are one yes away from absolutely changing your life. And I wanted to give you some tangible, real experiences that I have had from my yes year, because so this year I have been flown out to Dallas, I have been flown out to New Jersey, I have been in Tampa. All three of these opportunities were because a friend asked if I would do behind the scenes bespoke cinematic content for them. I went out to Dallas, I did this shoot, and everything went so well that I then was invited to go to New Jersey. And then from there I was invited to go to Tampa. And now I've kind of just become the behind the scenes cinematic footage girl, which is really, really cool because video is what I love to do. That was all from a yes. Earlier this year, I attended a networking event all by myself. Showing up in March to that opportunity has now led to me being a speaker at that very same event this upcoming March, exactly a year later. I can't make this stuff up. I hosted a retreat, which then I bailed out. And then I decided, you know what's the best that can happen? I executed the retreat. It was in Las Vegas. It was incredible. incredible. I got awesome sponsors for the retreat. We had an amazing experience. Now I'm being sought out to help other people host the retreats and put their retreats together. All of this because I said yes. All you have to do is have faith the size of a mustard seed and say yes. I know that maybe the money isn't in your account right now, but once you say yes and you get fully behind that, it will be. I know that you feel super underqualified. I definitely did. You deserve every single good thing that is coming to you in this upcoming year. All you have to do is say yes and watch as your entire life transforms from that one blind faith. All right, I hope this video was encouraging to you as you move into 2025. I hope that you have an amazing New Year's night, and I will see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos. I do post twice a week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sweet Nightmares, Peace fam.